this beautiful woman, was stuffed into a coffin. The one who did this wasn't a stranger, it was her husband. When she woke up, she looked around and found an old lady lying next to her. She was terrified, but no matter how hard she struggled, there was no movement around her. The coffin had already been nailed shut by her husband. She was desperate, but then she remembered she'd hidden a handgun on herself. She quickly felt around her pocket, and luckily the gun was still there. She slowly pulled out the gun and fired a shot at each nail. The coffin finally opened, and she tried pounding on the tomb door, but no one responded. She had to break the window and escape successfully. She rushed straight to her husband's hotel. All she wanted was to get her son back, and her husband's attempt to kill her made her furious. She didn't even care that her hair was a mess. Just as she was about to reach the hotel, she was stopped by the police on the spot. Her enemy was right there, but she could do nothing. She couldn't hold back her grievances anymore and broke down crying helplessly. That night, the police went to see the woman's husband alone. It turned out that, after checking the man's ID, the cop had found out his real identity. Seeing his identity exposed, the man didn't panic. He just asked the police how much money he needed. He thought there was nothing money couldn't fix. The cop directly asked for $1 million. That amount was chump change for the man, so he agreed right away. After they made the deal, the cop worried that the woman might expose the man's identity, reveal the truth of what happened, and even get him involved. The man immediately said he'd already taken care of the woman, a proud look on his face. As soon as he finished speaking, the woman walked in. The woman who was supposed to be in the coffin suddenly appeared in front of him, holding a gun pointed at him. The man panicked a little. He had to tell her which school their son was in to calm down the angry woman. The woman finally got what she wanted and broke into a long-lost smile. But after what he did to her, did she not plan to get revenge? Of course she did. It turned out the cop who'd found out the truth felt sorry for the woman, and they'd already worked out a perfect revenge plan. In fact, the cop had a recorder on him. The man's confession to trying to kill her had already been recorded to put the man in jail. Besides the recording, they'd also left the woman's blood, hair, and even gasoline in the trunk of the man's car as stronger evidence. The man was completely stunned. He knew he'd probably end up in jail for life. Once the evidence was confirmed, the cop told the woman to leave first, while he stayed behind to wait for other officers to come arrest the man. But just as the cop turned around to get the handgun the woman had taken, the man, driven to desperation, pulled out a gun and shot the cop in the shoulder. Watching the cop fall to the ground, the man, to avoid leaving any evidence, got ready to shoot the woman. In the nick of time, the cop fought through the pain, tackled the man, and struggled with him. The woman quickly took the chance to pick up the gun. When the man knocked the cop down and stood up again, the woman acted first. She pulled the trigger, firing 2 shots that killed the ruthless man. The shocking conspiracy the man had plotted was finally solved. Since the woman was still the man's legal wife, she had no choice but to inherit all his assets. The next day, accompanied by the police, the woman finally found her son's school. As soon as she got to the gate, she was both excited and nervous. They hadn't seen each other in 6 years. She didn't know if her son would still recognize her. What if he didn't acknowledge her as his mother? With the cop's encouragement, the woman gathered her courage, got out of the car, and walked toward the school. With a nervous heart, she finally called out her son's name. Maybe it was the bond between mother and child. Her son recognized her right away. This mother he hadn't seen in 6 years. The mother and son hugged tightly, and that's where the story ends.